I'm going to show you how to use this. What is going on, everybody? Chris Grant here, and in this video we're going to be talking about what keepa is exactly. Now, if you've been selling on Amazon for a while, or you've watched a ton of videos, you probably already know a fair amount about keepa. But for those of you who might be new to keepa, you might be new to Amazon, and you're really just trying to take in as much information as you can, I want to talk a little bit about what keepa is and why it's so important before we dive into how to use everything about keepa. So keepa is essentially a database, and in this database they collect so much information about products on Amazon. They collect things like buy box rotation, sales rank, and historical price, number of sellers, number of reviews. And they keep all of this in a really nice database and then show that information for each ASIN or each product detail page on Amazon through a graph. And we can use that to make wise sourcing decisions and be able to see the history of a product. So hopefully we can figure out what is going to happen to a product in the future. Will it always kind of stay a flat price? Is it something that's seasonal, where maybe the price has gone up at a certain time of year? Is it something that goes in and out of stock quite often? Is Amazon sharing the buy box? Are the number of reviews going up even though there's not sales rank, which may tell us that there are still sales happening? Is the number of sellers going up and down on a product? There's all kinds of things that we can figure out from keepa, and we'll be getting into that in some later videos. All right. Now, keepa also does some other things. For example, there is a deals section, and in the deals section, they actually show products where the price has recently fallen. So you'll see on this particular product here, The Adventures of Om and Mo, the average price is $49.16, but right now it shows $9.99. So if we click on this, we'll see here that, yep, sure enough, this is typically $50. Doesn't look like there's any sales rank information on this, and there's only one review. So this is obviously something that's not selling very well. But Amazon has knocked this from $50 down to $9.99, and you can find hundreds and even thousands of deals just like this every single day. And a lot of people use this for things like Amazon to Amazon flips. We'll dive a lot deeper into this and how to use it and what to look for an Amazon flip when we get to the deals section in this course. There's also a tracking section, and in the tracking section, you can actually track products. It'll let you know when something hits your target price. So maybe you come to this deals section and maybe this particular item here has sold for $1.99 in the past. Well, you could track it, and then it will come up in your tracking notifications, and it will also send you a notification and an email if you choose when the item you're tracking has hit that price. This can be really helpful for Amazon to Amazon flips. It's also really helpful if you want to just get notifications for items that might be going on sale. So you'll see that I have a Segway here. It's currently $4.99. I'm looking to get it at $4.50, and I believe that I've seen it at $4.50 once or twice a little bit farther back in the keepa graph. And so I'm hoping that maybe for Black Friday or something like that, I'll get a notification of this dropping to $450. Okay. There's also, you can look up wish lists with keepa, and you'll also see that you can check all of your recent notifications. And these are where I get push notifications for these items to my phone from the keepa app and also to my email. So you can buy these things and flip them back on Amazon. We come over to the apps section. You're going to see that there are browser extensions for all browsers, basically: Firefox, Chrome, Opera, Edge on Windows 10, and also Safari. So there is a browser extension for all of these. You'll want to install the keepa browser extension. There's a free version. There's also a paid version. You are going to want the paid version to get everything out of this that you can. I want to say this is something like $20 a month. There's also a mobile app. The mobile app is available on Google Play and on the Apple App Store. And you're going to want to have this so that you can get push notifications to your phone. I don't necessarily think the app is the handiest app ever, just because there's so much data that you might want to look at. However, this is good to have on your phone. There's also a keepa API. We're not really going to be getting into the keepa API because that is some really heavy stuff. I might show a few things about the keepa API, but we won't go super deep on this. But if you have some programming background, you might be able to do some really cool things with the keepa API. The data section. There are several different products under the data section. There's a product finder. I'm going to show you how to use this really well and how you can use it for sourcing and a lot of other things. There's a product viewer where you can actually import huge product lists so that you can view prices, you can view product details, you can view sales rank history, etc., and so on, just by importing ASINs here. There's product bestsellers. These are actually going to be lists of bestsellers in each category. And if we choose beauty and personal care, for example, you're going to see that we can see the top 100 beauty and personal care. We can go to the top 5,000 if we want to. And then we can look at this over the past 30 days, the past 90 days, the 180-day average, the historical average, or we can even look for bestsellers by date. So if we wanted to go in and maybe see what the bestsellers in December of 2021 were in beauty and personal care, we can do that and maybe find some items that are going to be really good sellers in December of 2022 or 2023, whenever you might be watching this replay. You can also export all of this information if you want to take it outside of keepa, and there's a lot of cool things you can do here. There's a top seller list, and what this is you can get up to the top 100,000 sellers on Amazon. You get their storefront information, how many ASINs they have in stock. Let me bring this back down to, there we go. How many ASINs they've got in stock, how many reviews they have, their review percentages, whether or not they use FBA. And we're also going to talk about how you can actually sort through this information so that you can pull up some sellers that maybe you want to storefront stock or model your own store after. We'll be getting into that as well. There's a category tree. This category tree is actually how I create sales rank charts every single month. But what you can do here is every single category will let you know all of these subcategories inside of it. It'll also let you know how many products are in that particular category. So if you go into the foot, hand, and nail care subcategory of beauty and personal care, there are 1.6 million products in that particular subcategory. We can open this up and do a bunch of other things with this as well, and we'll dive pretty deep into this. And then, of course, we've got that keepa API again. Then there's some information. Keepa will let you know how many products they are keeping track of right now. And of course, it's always changing as the catalog is ebbing and flowing. But there's 967.8 million items on Amazon.com that Keepa is tracking at any moment in time. And then we have a comment section. It's basically forums so that you can read about new information if you want to learn about new things over here. And then there is a search feature so you can search for products. So for example, we can type in things like mashed potatoes over here and it'll actually pull up mashed potato items that you can you can pull up and search for if you want to do that. Okay. You can also put ASINs in here, et cetera, and so on. And we're going to be diving deep into every single one of these when we go through this course. Now, you also are going to want to know that Keepa has an extension, and that extension shows you items over on Amazon.com itself. So you're going to see here, you can see whether or not Amazon's been in stock, what the new price is, what the sales rank is, what the list price might be, what the new third-party FBM price is, the new third-party FBA, what the buy box price actually is, and then it's going to give you category sales ranks as well. It's going to give you new offer counts, the rating, the review count, and we can change what this looks like. And we're going to be really diving into this as well, and I'm going to make sure you understand everything about this. You can also track products from the extension. You can look at data, which offers product details, offers, and buy box statistics. And then you can earn a little bit of money if you want to. It's not going to be very much, but if you share this with your friends or other Amazon sellers and they use your link, you can make like $8 for every time someone installs and pays for the data features. Then, of course, there are the settings. And we're going to be, actually, the very next video is going to be how I think you should have your settings set up inside of Keepa so that everything shows exactly the way that you want. And one of the things that's really important is you're going to want to be able to see Keepa graphs on product search pages. So what I can do here is if I hover over the title of a product, you're going to notice that down in the right-hand corner, I have a little pop-up graph of the Keepa graph. So I can take a quick look at it and see, is this something that I actually want to sell really quickly without having to actually go into the product, and that's all under the settings. So we'll be going over that very first before we go over anything else. All right, so that is what Keepa is. There are going to be links below this video for you to install Keepa if you don't already have it. If you do already have it, you don't need to worry about it. I would suggest that you pick up the paid version, and we might as well talk about how much that's going to cost. Let's see what it runs over here. API. I always forget where they hide the subscriptions. Here we go. So the subscription cost is going to be €189 per year. They also have a monthly payment option that you can do, and I want to say that that is like $20 or something like that. These will come over and change to US if you're in the US, or it'll be in Euro, but it will automatically change the price based on where you might be in the world. Oh, and before we wrap this thing up here, you can also use this on other platforms. So you'll see here that we can choose our language. We've got several languages here to choose from, but we can also choose the Amazon Marketplace. So we can see we've got .com, we've got Canada, Mexico, we've got the UK, we've got Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Japan, and India. And so no matter where you might be able to pull these up. And you can see, okay, well, in the UK, here's all the information in the UK for items and things like that. So it's not just the US. This works in a ton of different marketplaces, and everything's going to be very, very similar, but we're going to be focusing on the .com marketplace just because that's where most sellers are. All right, next video up is going to be all about the Keepa settings, and then we're really going to be diving into some cool stuff during this series here. So I look forward to it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.